Well, many thanks, Larry. We'll get back to you. And good job you're doing. Pretty soon, I know that place will be populated pretty soon. We're talking about the National Collation Center. We're talking about collation now very quickly. We have reports coming in from so many parts of geopolitical zones from different states. Collation of results ongoing in Osun State. INEC returning officer in that particular state, Jide Olutomi, speaks on the process of getting all results together. From Jide there in Osun State, but this one you're getting to see now. This is a feed from Kano State. Collation of results in Kano is already on, as well as in a couple of other states. Which other states should we be seeing here? I guess Ondo is up, and can we have Ondo up now to see what exactly it is like in Ondo State, specifically in Akure, when Femi Ojomo, a man in that particular state, sent in a couple of information as well as feeds from Ondo, but you're still watching Kano State and the activity happening there. We can see everyone, the party agents and everyone, they are keeping watch over what has transpired yesterday. And in any case, a couple of just few units that elections are taking place in some other parts of the country. Well,
while we wait for the results, beg your pardon, the collation of and the updates coming from the different states, you've seen the very ceremonial arrangement put in place in Abuja right there. Our correspondent Larry Lasisi is definitely going to be in for the long haul, because we do not know when the electoral officers will begin to come in from the different states and how long that process is going to take. But it's definitely very exciting to see the colors green, white, green, to remind us once again that this definitely is about Nigeria. How do you feel seeing that, Dr. Fassi?
Well, I was trying to speak with my colleague here that it looks like an entertainment arena. It's more of aesthetics than a serious business there. I was expecting to see a lot of computers. I was expecting to see a lot of electronic gadgets that will give us some semblance of where we're moving towards. But be that as it may, we've been told that the results will be sent in electronically. And all we need to do again is for the regs to come over to Abuja for quality assurance. I mean, so that they can verify in case there are problems along the line. But they know, I mean, they are the umpire.
So it's a very stately ceremony, whether or not we like it.
Yes, I mean, we're having a national...
And very important for television.
Here again, I have to cut us here. As you rightly said, we must hear from all sides, and that is what the media should do. Yes. In this case, we're going back to Imo State, where we have the Deputy Speaker, Emeka Ihedioha from Imo State, to react to the allegation being leveled against some military officials as well as some other personnel there by the governor of Imo State. Well, Honorable Ihedioha, the elections, in your state, is that we understand collation of results are on, and I'm quite sure you had the governor of your state saying so many things, also accusing your party members. He said, some of them were doing that in connivance with the military in that particular place. What have you got for us?
Well, thank you very much. You know very well that Governor Kocha is very dishonest. You also know that Governor Kocha is not conversant with the laws of the land. The issue
on this particular, I'll come in here very quickly. Apologies. Let's look at the issues, and I love to talk about issues. He's raised some pertinent issues, and I would want you to address them, and so that we'll leave his personality and what you think about him now, please.
Now we're talking about the Electoral Act, knowledge of what the Act provides. Children under 18 years are not supposed to vote, are not eligible to vote. And so he has said that children, his Richard's Foundation, were prevented from voting. From his own works, he admitted that children are under age. And of course, you know, they're not eligible to vote. As a matter of fact, I think the security agencies were being lenient with those children. Otherwise, they would have been candidates for delinquent prison. So you can't begin to undermine the electoral process in such a manner and expect the nation to fold its arms and let you do what you ought to do. I had said yesterday that the security agencies were the best. Because, I mean, where you notice issues of malpractice and you let them know, you see the security agencies reacting. I'll give you an instance. In my political ward yesterday, the chief press secretary to the governor was picked up for issues bordering on electoral malpractice. And it was taken because he was hindering the process outside his polling booth. What was he doing? Now, stories abound all over Imo State that 8 of the governor were arrested with rifles, pump action, live ammunition in their homes. Are they telling me that all vigilantes? So that means everybody will now go and camp live ammunition and rifles, dangerous weapons at homes. It is clearly known they were parading dangerous weapons, Act-6, and these are facts that can be verified from security agencies, Act-6, machetes, guns, all over the place. Without the security agencies yesterday, we would have done a lot of bloodshed in Imo State. And so I commend them for their action, and I believe that what they did was what had brought about the peace today we were enjoying the state. And the governor wanted a lawless situation because he knows he's lost face with the people. He's aware that the people are ready to vote him out, and of course, his party, the APC, is not popular in Imo State. The PDP is on top, as the results will show. I'll give you an instance. In all the results that are coming into our zone, we won in virtually all the electoral wards, the 4 federal constituency seats, and the senatorial seats, of course. And the situation is not different.
Well, Honorable Ihedioha, I'm afraid that we're not allowed to, talk about the results right now because it's against the law, at least broadcast laws. But we want to ask you a couple of questions based on the allegations that he's raised, if you can hear me. Honorable Ihedioha, can you hear me?
Of what to expect. The party had done very well. We paraded very good candidates, quality candidates.
Honorable Ihedioha, if you can hear me, just a moment. I just need to raise a couple of issues with you on the allegations that he's raised. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Now, he's talked about how there were no collation in the words and that this was done directly in the local government areas. Was this the case in what you observed?
There was collation in my ward. Collation in my ward lasted till late yesterday. There are collation in different wards that I'm aware of. I mean, I'm surprised if you'd be saying that.
Well, that's an allegation that he's raised, and he says that in some cases the INEC rec has also confirmed that that was what happened, and they went immediately to the INEC headquarters, taking just PDP agents and soldiers. Are you aware of any situation where soldiers have been involved?
No, but you know that is untrue. You know that is untrue. Where were they involved? What basically has happened was that the security agencies maintain law and order. What has happened? There was massive importation of arms by the governor and his party. And all the intelligence was to cause a lot of mayhem. And of course, based on tip-off. And like you saw those that were paraded, are you saying that we should now become a lawless state because a governor wants to be re-elected into office? Or because he wants members of his party to win elections undeservedly? And so you believe that the security agents fold their arms at the expense of the peace and security, which is the primary responsibility of government? That is not. I have said consistently severally that it's very important for people who aspire to lead, to govern, to represent, to be attuned with the constitutional provisions and the laws of the land.
Well, sadly, Honourable, just a moment if I may come in. Sadly, we have not received any pictures from Owerri or Imo State at that. But how were they able to certify that these members of this foundation were underaged voters? And if they were, what were they doing with PVCs? Who registered them?
Well, that's what I mean. That's fine, beautiful. Those are questions for Governor Coretta to answer. The truth of the matter was that he intended to massively rig, but he was caught in the act. And so inability to react obviously, it's obvious, and it's very clear. That's why the governor is now running pillar to post, trying to give wrong impression across the nation. The truth of the matter is that
question I'd love to ask here
very badly, very woefully, and that is what will happen.
I think let's make this a conversation so that we can get to hear ourselves. I need to put this out to you. Deputy Speaker Ihedioha.
Last days as governor of our state. And it's also, and it's clear that the PDP has really bounced back and that we're heading for outright victory. The results of the National
You have
Assembly
to also give us a moment to come in and also interject if we needed to, because this is a conversation, well, I'm afraid, well, you can't hear us. We'll have to come back to you since it would seem that you can't hear us.